The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't just defeat the Miami Heat, they obliterated them. In a playoff performance for the ages, the Cavs delivered a 138-83 victory in Game 4, completing a 4-0 sweep that left fans and analysts speechless. It didn't take long for everyone watching Game 4 to realize this was going to be a massacre. The Cleveland Cavaliers opened with a level of intensity that felt almost personal. Within minutes, they had blitzed the Miami Heat with a merciless 33-5 run. That's not a typo, just pure domination. Every possession looked like a mismatch. Every shot from Cleveland found the bottom of the net, while Miami looked like they were running in mud. By the end of the first quarter, the scoreboard read 43-17, and it only got worse from there. At halftime, the Cavs had built a staggering 39-point lead. That kind of margin isn't just historic, it's humiliating. Fans in the arena were celebrating like it was a finals-clinching victory. On the Heat bench, faces of confusion, frustration, and disbelief. The game ended in a thunderous 138-83 blowout, a 55-point margin. Let that sink in. It's the fourth largest playoff win in NBA history, and easily the most lopsided loss in Miami Heat's entire postseason existence. But what made it even more terrifying, this wasn't just one star going nuclear, it was a full-team onslaught. Donovan Mitchell led the charge with 22 points, slicing through defenders with surgical precision. DeAndre Hunter chipped in 19, showing why his addition was such a game-changer. Ty Jerome exploded for 18, Evan Mobley added 17 with brutal efficiency, and Jarrett Allen crashed the boards, dropped 14, and owned the paint. It wasn't a win, it was a basketball execution. This wasn't just one night of dominance, it was an entire series of demolition. Across all 4 games, the Cavaliers didn't just beat the Miami Heat, they overwhelmed them. They outscored Miami by a combined 122 points over the series. That's not just rare, that's never happened before. It's the largest point differential in any playoff sweep in NBA history. Game after game, Cleveland played like a team possessed. They won every matchup by double digits. There were no close calls, no Miami almost had it moments. Just pure, methodical, overwhelming control. Each contest was a showcase of balance, discipline, and hunger. Cleveland's offense was fluid, their defense suffocating, and their bench production consistent. Whether it was Mitchell lighting it up, or Mobley putting on a clinic in rim protection, everything worked. They didn't just sweep the series, they made it look easy. For Miami, it wasn't just a loss, it was a collapse. There's a reason Donovan Mitchell is the face of this Cavaliers resurgence. Throughout the series, he wasn't just Cleveland's top scorer, he was their emotional core. Averaging over 25 points per game, Mitchell didn't force shots or chase highlights. He read defenses, orchestrated plays, and delivered dagger after dagger when it mattered most. But it wasn't just about points. His leadership was palpable. When the Cavs surged, it was Mitchell pushing the tempo. When they needed composure, it was Mitchell slowing things down. His poise spread through the roster like electricity. Role players played bigger, bench guys stepped up. Even rookies looked like veterans under his guidance. His presence alone changed the series dynamic. The Heat had no answers. Not for his scoring, not for his court vision, and definitely not for his leadership. Every time he touched the ball, you could feel the energy shift. While the offense was grabbing headlines, the Cavs' center-back defense quietly dismantled Miami from the inside out. Jarrett Allen deserves a spotlight all to himself. In Game 4 alone, he posted 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 steals in just the first half. That kind of stat line is rare, and it set the tone early. Allen clogged passing lanes, protected the rim like a fortress, and snatched boards like a man on a mission. But it wasn't just him. The entire team moved like a unit. Defensive rotations were tight, switches were seamless, and traps came out of nowhere. Miami's offense, once known for its spacing and motion, looked paralyzed. Tyler Herro, one of their key scorers, was held to a humiliating 4 points, shooting 1 of 10 from the field. Cleveland forced turnovers, killed transition plays, and completely erased the Heat's rhythm. Every possession for Miami felt like a grind. Nothing came easy. That kind of suffocating defense is what separates contenders from pretenders. On the other side of this story was disaster. The Miami Heat didn't just lose, they imploded. This wasn't the gritty, resilient squad we've seen claw through the playoffs in years past. This team looked lost. Outcoached, outplayed, out of gas. From Game 1 to Game 4, the Heat never led at halftime. They trailed in almost every statistical category: rebounds, assists, shooting percentage, you name it. Even more troubling, their body language. Erik Spoelstra, widely regarded as one of the best coaches in the league, looked helpless on the sideline. His rotations were constantly searching for answers that never came. After the Game 4 beatdown, he admitted the team didn't show up, a rare moment of blunt honesty. Tyler Herro vanished. Jimmy Butler was out due to injury, and without their star, Miami had no anchor. Bam Adebayo tried to shoulder the load, but it wasn't nearly enough. And as the losses piled up, frustration began to boil. It wasn't just a loss, it was a franchise wake-up call, the kind of defeat that forces executives to reevaluate the entire foundation, from roster construction to coaching strategies. Everything is now under a microscope. And in the middle of it all, Cleveland stood tall. Behind every great sweep, there's a tactician pulling the strings. And for the Cavaliers, that man is Kenny Atkinson. Atkinson's game plan throughout this series was nothing short of brilliant. He didn't just react, he anticipated. Every adjustment Miami tried to make, Atkinson had already prepared for it. When the Heat attempted to go small, Cleveland punished them in the paint. When they tried to slow the game down, Cleveland sped it up. There was no breathing room. Even more impressive was how seamlessly Atkinson integrated new talent into the system. DeAndre Hunter, acquired mid-season, looked like he had been in the Cavs system for years. His defensive presence and catch-and-shoot confidence gave Cleveland another weapon, and Miami couldn't keep up. The rotations were tight, the schemes were flexible, and the trust between coach and player was obvious. That's what makes a contender. Not just talent, but total buy-in. The Cavaliers didn't just outplay Miami, they outthought them. Let's be clear, this wasn't just a first-round win. This was a warning shot to the entire Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers have arrived, and they're not here to make a run. They're here to win it all. With this historic sweep, Cleveland now heads into the semifinals with momentum that few teams in NBA history have ever carried. They're awaiting the winner between the Milwaukee Bucks and Indiana Pacers, and based on current momentum, it might not matter who it is. The Cavs have size, they have speed, they have depth, but most of all, they have cohesion, something even powerhouse teams often lack under pressure. This sweep sent a message. Cleveland isn't just back, they're dangerous. This series will be remembered, not just for the numbers, but for the sheer statement it made. The Cavaliers dismantled a proud franchise. They set records, shattered expectations, and showed the world that their rise is no fluke. From Mitchell's steady brilliance, to Allen's defensive destruction, to Atkinson's masterclass in coaching, everything clicked. They didn't just win, they erased doubt. And now, with the Eastern Conference wide open, Cleveland stands as the team everyone else fears. The question now is simple: can anyone stop them? Let us know what you think in the comments, because if this is how the Cavs are starting the playoffs, the ending might be even more unbelievable.